Look at this amazing crowd. Hi, I'm Alex.
What's up, KubeCon? I'm Jeremy.
So last year was the 10th anniversary of Kubernetes. And this year, it's the 10th birthday of the CNCF. And what an amazing 10 years it's been, with over 200 projects in the CNCF, hundreds of thousands of contributors, and an amazing ecosystem, and so many of our community right here in this room. But where do we start? Obviously, we had containers, and then we started orchestrating them with Kubernetes, and we added storage with CSI and network with CNI, and now have a huge ecosystem with container runtimes, security services, service mesh options, service proxies like with Envoy. And we continue to add observability with Prometheus and OpenTelemetry, packaging with Helm, which just released version 4, operators for more complex workloads in our environments, API gateways, registries, and schedulers for AI, GitOps and CI/CD services, and stateful services like streaming and databases that now are moving into our Kubernetes environments too. And over the years, we've come to over 70 projects that are now healthy and incubating and graduated in the CNCF. But of course, it's not just those incubating and graduating projects. We're seeing a rapid acceleration of the projects that are joining the ecosystem, with sandbox projects creating lots of innovation and new experiments and taking us in new directions as our cloud-native ecosystem continues to grow.
That was super fun to look back on. I think there's a bunch of icons that I recognize, those animals, Phippy, and all the growth. It's really cool. The charter of the CNCF is really to make cloud-native computing ubiquitous. And I think based off of what we just saw, there's a lot of progress, and we've come a long way on that road. So we're done, right? We can go home. We're good to go? Well, not quite. When we set out to put this keynote together, we wanted to think about what opportunities are going to face the community and shape what we do for the next 10 years. It turns out we were not alone in this. There were a lot of keynotes over the last week and sessions throughout KubeCon that really highlighted a lot of these opportunities that are in front of the community, and we're forward-looking and kind of looking at where we're going instead of where we were. And probably, obviously, the most immediate and most present opportunity is AI. I would be surprised if nobody has heard the word AI or agentic or anything like that this week. And Chris and Jonathan even kicked off KubeCon by saying that cloud and AI are merging and coming together. We've seen that throughout the last year in the projects that have joined the CNCF. There are projects specifically around how to package and distribute models, how to build agents and run MCP servers on Kubernetes. There's even a project that joined that brings an agent to help you do DevOps and SRE work with Kubernetes. Our existing projects are also evolving to meet this new need. We have DRA, or Dynamic Resource Allocation, going GA in Kubernetes 134. We have the Kubernetes AI Conformance Program that just launched. And I guess we just had a new project coming to Kubernetes called DRANet. We've also had other mature projects like Kserve join us in the CNCF. The CNCF is a great place for collaboration, and we've seen that in the past for all of the projects we've built so far. And I think AI is going to be another really great opportunity for us to come together as a community. Security is another one that is a really present opportunity for us, also a challenge. Maintaining projects and dealing with the concerns of security while focusing on innovation and new things is a really tight line to walk. Yesterday, the Ingress Engine X project announced that they're going to archive next year, partially due to maintainer availability and vulnerabilities. It's really hard to maintain those projects, and a few people did something that was used by a ton of people. So let's give them a round of applause for all the work they did over the last year. In addition to that, we have opportunities coming from external things like the Cybersecurity Resilience Act. There's requirements that projects will have to maybe implement, but it gives us the opportunity to look holistically at things and say, how can we take SBOMs and vulnerability information and share those across projects and give a better picture of what we're doing holistically? And then finally, as we think about these things, how do we take this to production scale? How do we bring together AI, observability, security, and other workloads into a self-service platform that allows us to iterate and move really, really rapidly in this space? How do we balance the challenges of building all these great new things, but also supporting the enterprise customers that expect us to be there for them and keep long-term support or keep versions around for a long time? So we need to scale as a community as well as these projects. Hey, Alex, can you tell us about how we are trying to scale the community and what we're doing for the future?
Absolutely. So 2025 has been a really, really busy year for projects in the ecosystem. And we'd like to highlight some of the projects that joined the CNCF and moved into incubation or graduated in 2025. And that includes projects like Kserve that help us orchestrate AI workloads, and projects like OpenFGA that recently joined that help improve security. Or projects like Crossplane that help us build more complex and more sophisticated control planes in our cloud-native world. And Knative that also graduated and provides serverless. And of course, there are lots of other projects in the sandbox space which are helping in AI and security, but also, improving container runtimes and giving us more flexibility and WASM and so many more things. It's truly an exciting time. And as we continue to grow, and as we continue to work with such a growing ecosystem that's growing at such a rapid rate, the TOC has this year restructured ourselves to work with the ecosystem in the future. Part of the work that we've done has meant that we've moved from working groups and restructured those to initiatives and sub-projects, where initiatives are time-bound and provide projects for, say, white papers and other things like that, as well as sub-projects, which are a lot more longer-term and continue to provide services to the community, like the amazing contributor strategy group and the project reviews group that help us work with reviewing projects as they move through the project lifecycle. And as part of that, we also consolidated the number of tags to 5 new tags, where we have a new community that provides the technical expertise and the subject matter expertise to help us review the projects and work with the projects as they go through our ecosystem.
All right, so we have these new tags. We need passionate people to help drive these tags forward. So let's recognize all the folks that are in these new tags in chair and tag leader or tech lead roles. I'm going to call off the different tags. If you're in the room, stand up and we'll give you a round of applause at the end. So first up, we have developer experience. Anybody from developer experience here, stand up.
Don't be shy.
Don't be shy, get up there. Next, we've got tag infrastructure, operational resilience, security and compliance, and tag workload foundations. Okay, so we've got these new tags. How are we actually going to address these opportunities in front of us? How are we going to figure things out? Well, Alex mentioned initiatives. Do you have an idea that you think would fit into this space? Do you have a passion for any of these things? Initiatives, as Alex mentioned, are time-boxed, specific pieces of work that we're going to do inside of the tags, sub-projects, or in the TOC. The initiatives are going to have really crisp deliverables, and those things are going to be any kind of work that you might expect a tag to produce, like a white paper, best practices, project guidelines, updates to policies and documentation. We have an initiatives board in GitHub, so there's a QR code here that will take you to the project board, and you can see some of the things that are in the pipeline today. We have really cool initiatives like white paper for MCP authorization and authentication, an initiative that's looking at how to develop OCI-compliant inner loop tooling for AI engineers, how to define best practices for CNCF projects to do releases in a secure and compliant way. There's a lot of things in the pipeline already that are in progress and accepted, but there's a whole bunch of things in the new column as well. If you're interested, how can folks get involved, Alex?
Indeed. So this is where you all come in. We all want you to help give back and continue working with our community. the CNCF staff have put together a fantastic new website called contribute.cncf.io. And there you can find resources and guidance for maintainers of CNCF projects. There is information on the project lifecycle and how to work through the different levels. There's information on the community where you can find out more about the TOC, work with the tags and the technical community groups, and so many more resources. So definitely check this out. It's a fantastic thing that will be developed as we go along. And of course, all the projects are in the project pavilion, and if you haven't visited already, make sure you visit it today before the end of KubeCon. Thank you all.
Thanks, everybody.